and I am here with my co-host Sangeeta.
Hello, hey guys.
We're going to talk about Django's birthday.
Yay, 20th birthday.
20th birthday. You can almost drink in America, so it's getting
Right.
prepared, and next year it's going to be a doozy.
Right.
But yeah, we have some fun stuff planned for this podcast. We have 20 things that make Django amazing.
Yeah.
And what else do we have, Sangeeta?
Well, we have some birthday tunes that we might I mean, it's a birthday. How we have to sing happy birthday. Just like one line. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday. Okay.
We couldn't even get through like a sentence. What else do we have
Right.
for this episode?
So we're gonna talk about 20 things that make Django amazing, and then we have some trivia questions to see how well we know Django, and we thought that would be something fun for this birthday episode. So yeah, this is gonna be, a short and fun episode, hopefully. So
this will be Stump the Django Dev.
Right.
With Django trivia.
Oh my god, yeah. So for that section we both picked out questions, and I don't know what questions you're gonna ask me.
We'll see how this goes.
Okay, sure.
So let's start with this list that we made of 20 things that we love about Django.
Right.
And do you want to start with the first one?
Yeah, sure. So number 1 is that Django is written in Python.
Gotta love Python.
Python is a really great programming language. It's widely popular, easy to learn, and it's used in so many different applications like data science, machine learning. And I'm really thankful that we have some really great web framework options in the Python space.
When I was looking for web frameworks to learn, I was mostly looking at Python frameworks. And so having Django written in Python is sort of a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Okay, what's the next one, Adam?
Okay, so to me, the ORM and the database migrations are still best in class.
Yes.
I mean, if you can look at other web frameworks and they might have an ORM, but compared to the Django one, I still think that they are inferior. And the database migrations are outstanding. So
yeah. I mean, it's all built in and it's so easy. And I think I'm kind of spoiled because I got experience using Django as my first web framework. So I'm kind of used to having all these things inbuilt, and switching to something else, I'm like, oh, this is so much work. So that's why I keep coming back to Django. So yeah.
Don't even look at the other ones. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Okay, and the next one is the Django admin. It's one of Django's killer features. Everyone loves the Django admin, and honestly, what's not to love? Having a nice UI that comes out of the box and is also customizable is just really super useful.
Yeah, it's funny when like the complaint about the admin is that it doesn't look like pretty enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's sort of telling when that's your biggest complaint about it, is that like
oh, it doesn't look pretty enough, but like, does it do its job? Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So the next one that I'm going to talk about is sort of just a catch-all, because we didn't want to just talk about features all day.
Right.
And that is just that Django is batteries included. So it is fully featured, but it's also modular. You can swap out different pieces like the caching layer or your database or the template. You can still use Django, even though some of the pieces are different from project to project. And that's pretty unique in web frameworks, to have both all that capability, but also be able to take out parts if you need to change them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was going to say, like, in some of the smaller Python frameworks or micro frameworks, you have no choice but to sort of like look at third-party libraries to add certain functionality. But in Django, everything is there. But then, you have that extra choice of like swapping things out. So that's pretty neat.
It's kind of like the best of both worlds, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. So the next one is that Django has stood the test of time, 20 years, and it is in fact very stable. I think we can all attest to the stability of Django, and things like updating to new versions of Django is usually pretty straightforward. There's always good backwards compatibility, and I think the core developers and the Django fellows, they have a huge part in that to play because they make sure that Django remains stable.
That's one thing that I've really appreciated about Django over the years is that it is usually pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
And even if there's a breaking change, it's well documented. You kind of know what you're getting into. I think you're right that that really does reflect well on the fellows and the process that they follow to release new versions of Django.
right. I remember at work, I think this was like a year ago, I had to update a Django project by two major versions, and I followed a video from Sarah Boyce, one of the Django fellows, and her video was about updating a Django project in your coffee break. So she used the third-party library Django upgrade, and it made it super simple to see exactly what changed. And I basically upgraded that project within my lunch break. That was really easy to do, and I was super impressed by how smooth that process was.
That's awesome. This is a good segue because the next item on our list is that there's an amazing library of third party apps that you can
Yes.
use with Django, and they can solve so many typical use cases. So things like DRF or white noise or Django upgrade.
Hmm.
There's so many. If you go to Django packages, you'll see a list of thousands. If you have something that you're trying to solve for, somebody else has probably already
Yeah.
solved it and released a
Right.
package, and you should probably just take a look at that.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one is that the official documentation is great, it's comprehensive and organized, and it's usually pretty easy to find what you're looking for in Django's docs.
Yeah, they're super comprehensive, and there is documentation for basically anything that you might ever want.
I have an anecdote to share about Django's docs if you're interested.
Yeah, of course.
So it was one of my first Django projects, and I was using CPVs, and I didn't know what the default context object name was. It's object list, but at that time I didn't know. And I started getting really frustrated, and I started, questioning my life choices at that point.
Yes, as you do.
Yeah, as one does. But I just calmed myself down and I went to the docs and I found what I was looking for and everything worked out fine. So that experience taught me a couple things. Number one is if you have questions or if you don't know where to find something, probably the docs are most likely to have what you're
Hmm.
looking for. And number two is that the docs are really not intimidating. It might seem like that just because maybe it's a lot of information, but it's really not that hard to read. I'd also recommend anyone to just read the docs. I remember reading a lot of the documentation early on just to cement my understanding of Django, and it's also a great refresher if you're already familiar with Django.
The official docs are super readable and comprehensive, but the other good thing about the Django ecosystem is that there's so much learning material from the community as well. There are blog articles, there are tutorials, there are books, there's YouTube, there's just, if you can't find it in the official documentation or you want a slightly different take, there is so much content out there that you can find
Yeah.
and learn more about Django.
So, another great thing about Django is the developer experience. It's really easy to get up and running with a new project, and I think for new people coming into Django, the again the docs and the tutorial on the Django website is pretty comprehensive. But even just a Hello World project is really easy, and once you see that rocket on the page,
Yeah,
that you're set.
I love that. I love that rocket.
Right. The rocket is like a dopamine hit. It just makes you want to dive in and code some more.
Well, speaking of rocket ships, one other thing that I want to point out is the Django Space program
Oh right, yeah,
that started pretty recently, past couple of years, and it is all about planning for the long-term success of Django. making sure that maintainers are not burned out and we are getting new people into the community, working on the framework, adding new features, and trying to boost the diversity of the Django core developers.
Yeah, that program is like really great. Increasing diversity is such a great goal, and also like just keeping Django fresh with like new people that have new ideas. Like that's also like really important for the framework itself.
And the first place that I heard about Django Space was with you at.
Yes, DjangoCon. DjangoCon is my favorite tech conference ever.
Yeah, me too. And there's this saying that you come for the tech and you stay for the
Yeah.
community. And DjangoCon is one of those things that where you can really feel the community, and it's so inspiring to go to one. So if you haven't been to a DjangoCon, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah. And another great thing about communities and community events is Django Girls Plus. And it's a tutorial workshop that aims at teaching newcomers how to use Django. And at the end of the workshop, you usually have a deployed blog ready to go. And that's super amazing because, you've built something with Django. So highly recommend that too if you're new to Django. It's a really great place to get involved in the community. And a lot of people that are in the community currently have started off with Django Girls. And
Yeah.
I have attended one years ago.
We talked about it in a different podcast episode, but it was so long ago. But
Yeah.
yes, you went to one of the Django Girls workshop. I facilitated at one of them at one of the workshops, and it was so inspiring to have people come just sign up just because they were curious or they just wanted to learn more about tech.
Yeah.
And then by the end, they're deploying code to
Yeah.
Python Anywhere.
Yes. And yeah, it's not just a tutorial, like you walk away having built something.
Yeah, exactly. So another thing that I really appreciate is that all the Django code is open source and it's available. And multiple times I have had a question or I had a bug in my code, but I didn't understand what was going on. And I went to GitHub and I could just look around and then figure out, oh, this is what Django is expecting, or this is why it's not working. I really love that it is so accessible
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
anyone can make a PR and help push the framework forward.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so the next one is that Django pays my bills. And that's a funny way of saying that I have built a career using Django, and I'm super happy that I'm able to do so. And that just goes to show that Django is still relevant and you can find jobs using Django.
Yeah, at my workplace, originally we weren't using Django and we went through this technology transition where we wanted to speed up our delivery and make it easier to add new features. And we did a evaluation of multiple web frameworks and we landed on Django. And I am so thrilled that I was able to basically move from one older legacy framework to Django and have spent the rest of my career, really working in Django, trying to improve it and just seeing it evolve over the past 10 plus years. And that's pretty amazing to stick with a technology for that long
Yeah.
and still enjoy it and think that it's the bee's knees.
Yeah. A lot of companies now, like, they might be adopting like new technologies, but there's still opportunities out there using Django. So it's not going anywhere. It's stable and you can still rely on it.
I think one of the reasons it's still around is that it doesn't get caught up in these hype cycles that kind of happen in tech. And if
Hmm.
you've been around in tech for a certain number of years, you kind of see
Right.
it happen over and over again. But Django has done a great job of deliberately focusing on these core web features and functionality and not getting swept up in whatever the new thing that is coming along.
Yeah.
And that lets it stay stable, honestly, and lets it keep progressing but it is all based around these web fundamentals that are
Hmm.
not going away because
Exactly.
it is
Yeah.
how the web has worked for the past 20
Yes.
years.
And I think it's, yeah, it's staying true to that, and look at like tools like HTMX just work with Django so nicely. It pairs so well. And that is a testament to like, okay, Django has stuck with what works and what's important.
Recently, one of the things that I'm pretty excited about is the election of the new Django board. They are being tasked with making sure that Django doesn't stray away from its core web fundamentals, but also is looking toward the future and is adding in some new features like Django background tasks. Django's doing a great job of trying to not follow the hype cycle, but they're going to take feedback from the community and incorporate new features that are needed to be added to Django. So it's this balancing act, but they're doing a really great job. And I'm just really excited about what's going to happen going forward.
Yeah, it is more of a democratic process because it's not just one person. And in fact, that has worked in Django's favor. So that makes me confident that Django is in good hands.
And being democratic can make it feel a little messier sometimes than if you had like a BDFL.
What's that? I had to Google that the first time I heard that. So can you enlighten us?
BDFL is
Yeah.
benevolent dictator for life.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's basically sometimes you have one person who makes all the decisions for a project, and that is sometimes a little bit easier because they can make decisions quicker because it's just on them. But there are some downsides to that as well.
Speaking of people who are deep in the Django community, usually it's really easy to get in touch with developers, even core developers, or just,
Just people who have been around for a long
yeah,
time.
exactly, on social media. So, social media or on the Django forum or other places like Discord, you can usually like go in there and have conversations about Django and discuss ideas. So that's really great that these people are super accessible and really helpful.
And all those places are super welcoming. So anyone can join in the conversation and everyone is welcome.
Yeah, no question is a stupid question.
Yeah. So changing gears a little bit. So one thing I've learned to really appreciate about Django over the years is that it has struck this middle ground between a opinionated web framework and one that you kind of have to make all the decisions yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it comes with the batteries included, like we talked about. There is a structure that it expects, but it is modular too. And you can add in all these apps. So it's not, you don't feel stifled by the decisions that it has made for you, but you can also sort of go your own path. I've seen some pretty wonky Django setups and
Really?
they still all work
Right.
because it's all just code,
Yeah.
but it does give you some structure. So most of the time, the Django folder structure will be the same from one app to another, and you can find your way around. And I really appreciate that as someone who has jumped into a lot of Django apps over the years and has to get ramped up pretty quickly
Hmm.
on what is happening. And instead of trying to piece together someone's complicated idea of how an app should work
Right.
every time,
Their novel idea.
right? It's definitely better to have some baseline of every app.
And I think that's really helpful for, again, beginners who might be new to just web development in general. Like when you come into a framework that provides a lot of solid defaults, you don't have to, keep reinventing the wheel every time, and you can just rely on the framework to really like carry you, and you can focus on building what's important to you. So, have you heard of Instagram?
Insta what?
Instagram. It's built with Django.
What? I didn't even know.
You didn't know? Oh yeah. So Instagram is powered by Django. maybe not so much anymore, but I think the core pieces of Django are still there. And there's a
originally.
really great podcast, by the way, from the Django Chat podcast, where they chat with one of the Instagram developers and they talk through the evolution of how they use Django and where it is currently.
Yeah, it's pretty informative, and you sort of understand why they would evolve their core framework over the years to
Yeah.
reach the scale that they have. But
Hmm.
I think the point is still they started with Django because it was the best foundation for them.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of other huge sites that also use Django or started with Django. Eventbrite. What else?
Dropbox, Bitbucket. I know NASA uses Django. I mean, come on, NASA is like,
They know what they're doing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see how some of these companies use Django.
Yeah. And the 20th reason
Yes,
that we love Django, we should have been counting
right.
all along.
But you just have to take our word that this is the 20th one.
And the 20th reason why we love to build with Django is because it is for perfectionists with deadlines.
Yes.
So you can have an idea, you can add it to your app quickly, and you can ship it. And I think that ethos has been in Django from the very beginning, and it's still there, and it's amazing.
So that was 20 things that we love about Django, and we're so glad that it's around. Which begs the question, in a world where Django didn't exist,
Oh
what
no.
would be your go to web framework?
So when I first started using Django, I also looked at Bottle and Flask, which are two Python micro frameworks. And I also did some work in Rails. I liked Rails more because I liked having a little bit more of the structure, but I found the Django ORM and migration framework to work better or fit my mental model. So I probably would have used Rails at that point. Now, Laravel is the other sort of contender in my mind. It doesn't have the community feel to me that Django does, and it's not written in Python, but it's the other sort of framework that is out there that if I wasn't using Django now, it would either be Rails or Laravel, I think.
Right.
What would you use if Django wasn't around anymore?
Oh, gosh. I think in terms of Python frameworks, I'd probably choose Flask or Fast API because I've used them before and they are among the top ranking Python frameworks. However, the trade off is that these frameworks or micro frameworks usually have a different philosophy than Django, one that's geared towards being more minimalistic in nature. So if I wasn't using Python, I'd probably choose Rails or Laravel just because they are more fully featured. So in that sense, they're more similar to Django.
Okay, well, thank goodness Django is around because
Yeah,
we don't have to make those terrible decisions in that
right.
hypothetical world. And since it's been around for 20 years, we're going to quiz each other with some trivia
Oh my god.
and hopefully not embarrass ourselves about
Right.
how little we know about the history of Django.
Right, right.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. I can
Okay,
start. So, are we going to do 20 of these? Are we going to keep points? We should probably keep points.
I'll keep track.
Okay, okay. I'm keeping track too in case that you cheat. Okay. So, question number 1. When was the first official commit to Django created? Like what year and by whom?
I only know this because I also had this as a trivia question.
Okay.
According to my information,
Right.
it was July 13th,
Oh, you have the date. Okay.
2005.
Right.
I don't know who it was. Was it Adrian?
No, it was Jacob Kaplan
It was
Moss.
Jacob.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I had 2005 by Jacob.
Do I get a point for that?
Sure, yeah.
I
Let's
kind of
do that.
cheated, but
Yeah.
that's okay. All right. Give me one other name that Django might have been called. So there's a list that they found in a wiki somewhere
Yeah.
of potential names that ended up being Django. You can give
Uh,
me one. There's a list that's like 20 long.
I read this list and I can't remember. Okay. I think one of them was super glue. Something with glue. Am I right? Please.
Yes, you're right.
Yes.
Super glue.
Yes. Thank you. Okay.
I'm gonna go through this
Okay.
list really quick. There's a lot
Okay.
of them, but I think some of them are funny, so
Okay.
this is good radio. All
Right.
right. Brazos. I don't know how to pronounce some of these.
Brazos?
Brazos is
Yeah.
one of them.
Okay.
Super glue.
Okay.
One was Scoro.
Oh, how do you spell that?
Skoro.
Oh,
Scoro.
okay. Okay. Pretty
One
simple.
was Consolidata.
Oh.
One was Physique.
Okay.
One was Silhouette. One was Web Type Framework. I'm glad they didn't do that one because that's WTF.
Yeah.
One was Super Magic Machine.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a banger.
That's
a
one
winner.
was Garbanzo.
Okay.
One was Simon, which I think was named after
Right.
Simon Wilson. Yeah. One was Fizz Gig.
Yeah.
Fizz Gig.
I like that. That's punchy.
I think they might have dodged some
Yeah.
bullets there. I think
Right.
Django might have been the best option.
Yeah. Django
So
it rolls off the tongue.
yeah, it's good.
I'm glad they went with Django. Okay, my turn. Second question. What year was the DSF founded?
Oh.
Wait. I get a point for that the previous question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a point.
Okay.
The DSF, when was it founded? 2009.
You're really close. You're like
Do I get a half a point?
yeah, you can get a half a point. It was 2008.
Oh, I was really close.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
You were close.
Okay. This should be a gimme. What design pattern does Django implement?
It's based on the MVC design pattern, but it implements the MVT model view templates pattern instead.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, you get a point.
Okay. Thank goodness. All right, your turn. Okay. Oh, mine, like all of mine are like, what year was this? Okay. What year was the first Django Girls and where?
What? 2004.
You're off by 10 years.
I was so close.
Yeah.
Not at all. Okay, well, in New York City.
Nope. It was in EuroPython 2014 in Berlin.
I thought it had been around longer.
The one I attended was 2015 in New
so
York.
You were like right after it started.
Right.
Okay, well, no points for me.
Yeah. Sorry.
So who were the two co-BDFLs of Django at one point?
Oh, I just read this. Adrian and Jacob?
Yep.
Kaplan Moss? Okay. Yes. Yay!
Bonus point. When did they retire?
Oh, shoot.
And they retired at the same
they retired.
Same day.
Do I give you the year? I can't give you the
yeah.
Okay. 2016? I have no idea. I don't know.
Close. January 13th, 2014.
Oh.
So you're pretty close.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, not that close. Okay.
Yeah.
But okay.
No bonus point.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay, so current score, I have 3 and you have 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5. Yeah. That half a point's going to be important
right.
at some point. I just know it.
Okay. Oh, is it my turn? Okay.
Yeah.
Django awards an annual memorial prize in honor of what longtime Django contributor?
Malcolm.
Yes.
Trad something? No.
Tredinick?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I get that. That's a point.
Yeah, no, I'll give you a point for that. Yes.
Okay.
All yeah.
Right. I always think it's going to be Malcolm Gladwell, and I'm like, nope, that's the author. That's not the right person.
Okay, you get a point for that. Okay, 2.5
Great.
points.
Okay, when did the Django pony come about?
Oh my god. You would think I'd know this, but I don't. Like what year?
Yeah.
When
was the Django pony created?
Oh, you mean when the actual image was created?
No, just like
Oh,
when it when
right,
it
right.
got, yeah, like
Associated with
came into,
Django.
yeah, exactly, came into being.
2013,
No,
2014. Oh,
no, 2008,
oh my God. Okay.
2008,
Sorry. Wow.
and it was at a keynote at a Django Con.
Okay, so okay, I don't have get a point for that. That was atrocious. That was so bad. Okay. Okay. Next question. What is the name of the Django book series named after a cold, sweet treat?
Oh, it's ice cream. It's two scoops. Two
Yes!
scoops of Django.
Yes! Correct.
When was the first Django Con?
Oh, so it was at a Google thing.
Yeah, is it Mountain View?
It was 2000, wait, 2009?
Oh, so
Oh
close.
my God,
2008.
2008? Oh, okay,
2008.
okay.
So part of the story about the Django pony, it was at that first Django Con.
Oh,
It happened
okay.
at the.
I see. Okay, I don't get a point. Oh wow, you're like leading now. You have
I
three and a
know. I
half.
told you I was gonna. It was gonna work out for me.
Yeah. Oh, my turn. Okay. Well, so on the topic of ice cream from my previous question, what is the third party package named after ice cream? A Django third party package named after ice cream.
Neapolitan.
Yes. Yeah. Correct. You are correct. And do you know who created that package?
Carlton.
Yes. Okay. Correct. Okay.
Shout out to Carlton
Yeah.
Gibson. What was the most widely used third party migration framework before it was in the core of Django?
Oh, that's easy. South.
And there were other third party migration packages. Did you know
Oh,
that? Other
no, I
than
didn't know
South?
that.
Yeah.
No. What were
Yeah.
they called?
I don't know. I
Oh.
remember looking at them at the time, but I only ever used South.
Oh, okay. Okay. This I think I need to like double check this, but how many commits does Django currently have? And you can like give me like a ballpark figure, like an estimate.
I'm going to say 20,000.
No. Nope.
Way more.
It's yeah, it's more.
30,000.
More.
40,000?
No, no, no less.
You should just tell me
Okay,
now.
okay. It's 33,719 at the
Yeah,
time of this recording.
nice. I don't get a point for that
Okay.
one.
Wait, I didn't get a point for the other one, right? Oh no, I did get a point for the other
Yeah, for
one.
South.
Okay.
So you have.
4, and you have 4.5.
Oh, do I have 4?
Yeah, you have 4.5.
4.5. Okay. What setting do you need to change so you don't get a 400 when deploying a Django app?
So you don't get a 400.
Yeah. Unauthorized?
I don't know. Can you give me a hint?
It's a list of strings.
Oh, internal IPs. Allowed IPs? Allowed
No,
hosts?
allowed hosts. It's allowed hosts.
Shoot. Okay. Okay. I don't get a point for that one.
Well, maybe my question wasn't very good.
It was fair. It was good. It was okay. Okay, I don't get a point for that one. Next question. What was Django referred to before it became official in 2005?
Was it just called the CMS?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
I get a
That's
point
kinda,
for that.
yeah,
one.
yeah. 5.5.
Okay. What 2 template libraries are supported in Django Core?
Oh, I'm gonna be so mad at myself if I get this wrong. The Django template library and Jinja.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's Django template language, but I'll
Right,
give
right.
it to
Okay,
you.
okay.
Yeah, and Jinja.
Feel a little better about myself after that 400 question. Okay, so this is my this is my ninth question. Class-based views were released in what Django version?
Oh gosh. Was it before they went like to the major versions? So it's like 1 point. No,
It is 1 point something.
it is 1 point something. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's what I was thinking.
yeah.
I'm gonna say 1.4.
No, you're so close. 1.3.
1.3. Oh, so close.
You're really
Oh
close, yeah.
gosh. Okay.
I think I started using Django in 1.4. So,
Okay.
yeah, class-based views were there.
CVVs. Nobody likes
Right.
those.
Well, some people, okay.
Just kidding. Who was Django named after?
Django Reinhardt, he was a guitarist. I was gonna say jazz. Well, he was in a jazz band,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's a
yeah.
guitarist.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And you get a bonus point because jazz guitarist. So
Oh, yay!
you get an
Okay.
extra point. Look at that.
Oh,
This is how this works.
so am I at what 6.5, and you're at 5.5?
You have 7.
I have 7. Okay.
I'm at 5.5.
Okay. I
According
thought
to
I was
my
at 6.5. Okay. My last question for you: when did the Django Fellowship program launch, or like what year?
all these years. 2018.
No, you're 4 years off.
Way off. 2014?
Yes.
It's been around that long.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you know who the inaugural Django Fellows were?
No.
Okay, there were just 2 of them, Tim Graham and Burker Pecksag.
Oh, okay. That was before my time.
Oh, okay.
2014? No, wait.
Yeah.
You said 2014?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I was using Django at that time, but I was not involved in the community.
Oh,
I just
I
kind
see.
of used it as a.
Okay.
My last question for you.
Yeah.
Does Django use semantic versioning?
No, they don't. Yes. No, actually, wait. Let me think about this. Semantic versioning? Yes, they do. Yeah. Yeah, they do.
I will give you the point, but it is a trick question because the docs say they use loose semantic versioning.
Oh.
So kinda.
You see, this is not fair. This is a trick question.
Yeah, you still won. So
Okay.
you still got all the points.
Yay. Okay, thank you. Well, okay, so how many points am I at right now?
1, 2, 3. You had 8.
Okay, 8, and you're at 5.5.
5.5.
Okay, but okay, my questions were a lot of trivia, so that's probably
Yeah.
why. That was fun.
Okay, so that was some trivia. Hopefully people learned something from that.
Yeah.
Like the date that Django Girl started.
Right? Yeah, I actually looked at a talk at last year's DjangoCon US to prep for this. It was a talk given by Frank, and he went through like the whole like Django history, how it started, and how Django evolved into how it is today. So that was pretty nice. That's where I got all the trivia facts.
Nice. I asked ChatGPT for. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that would be fine too.
Yeah, that was a really great talk. I learned about Django from that as well. So highly recommend anyone check that out. And they're all on YouTube, all the Django Con talks. So people can look at anything that looks interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was our Django 20th birthday celebration. I hope everyone really loved that. And now Sangeeta's going to sing us out.
Oh my God.
A breathy rendition of Happy Birthday.
Right? No, correction. Adam is going to do that. Well, I remind you guys just to support Django for its 20th birthday. And you can go to the Django Project website and make a donation. And over the next 20 days, the goal is to hit 200 new donors. So let's all help Django hit that goal.
And check out the birthday website on thedjangoproject.com. Sangeeta has cool little Django ponies there that she added to that. It's a great resource to see different events that are happening around the world even. And yeah, support Django.
Yes. Happy birthday again, Django. Happy birthday to you, Django. Okay, we got one line.
Okay, good. All right. Perfect. Love it. If you would be so kind to leave us a review for this podcast, we'll take 5 stars wherever you find this podcast. And
see you next time. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Do you want to say what episode?
No, I don't remember. Ooh, okay, we're gonna start this over again.
I'm not gonna sing this alone. Happy
birthday to you,
Django. I can't stop. I don't know when to stop talking.
One of these times I'm gonna get it too.
And there's also AI now, so you can ask.
What? Hey.
There's vibe coding.
What? Oh, vibe coding. Good vibes.
Happy.
This is all getting cut. We're going off the rails. You like my segues?
Okay. You can probably edit that to sound good.
So I gotta get rid of all that stuff. Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
We have the same questions. This should be a gimme, except my dogs are barking.
We're all a work in progress. So you can go do that.
Oh, I should read the docs sometimes. Happy birthday, Django. Are you 1? Are you 2? Are you 3? Nice. Ugh, I'm not gonna do this. Okay.
End scene.